Hey, welcome back, regular viewers. This week we're gonna... You know what? No, stop. Cut. Stop right here. I'm sick of this bench. Excuse me, regular viewers. We got a new belt sander, and we're gonna take care of this mess. We'll be right back. Everybody get out of the way. Look out. Ignore the mess, please. Okay, so we're out here in the alfresco shop. We've got the Warrior, and we're going to put it to work. Look at that, huh? Much better. Okay? Yes, not a perfect paint job. It's just regular, but that's what we do here. But it is cleaner. So, on to this week's project. A bowl of rice. Any questions? Okay. No. What is in the bowl of rice? I'm so glad you asked. There is a fishing lure in the bowl of rice. Why is there a fishing lure in the bowl of rice? Another excellent question. Because it had a hole in it, and I was trying to draw all the water out. Recently, the regular grandfather took us on a really cool fishing trip, and he was using his favorite crankbait, which is this one right here. As you can see, this has slew many a fish, tricked many a bass into the boat right here. This has caught, I don't know, probably over 100 bass, I'm sure. You can see all the little bass scars all upon it. This has even bested a couple pike and somehow not got lost. So it's a bomber. I can't remember which number letter combination it is, but it was a bomber crankbait from back in the day, and it's just been one of his favorites. So it made me sad that it wasn't working for him. It developed a crack down here, and then I think this back here, I think it's leaking through here as well. So it kept taking on water and it wouldn't work anymore. So I thought, as a little token of my appreciation, and just for nostalgia reasons, because my father's had this crankbait most of the time that I can remember. So that's 40 years of bass fishing with him, and he's had this crankbait most of that time. So I want to kind of redo it for him. See if we can't match the original paint job on it best we can here with our regular methods, which just involved photography at this point. And we're going to mix up some paint colors. We can see it's just pretty, it's tan, gray, brown with some brown spots, orange on the bottom. So that should be something that even the regular guy can handle. Yes, even the regular guy and his very poor painting skills, airbrushing skills. So we're going to take this out. We're going to replace all the hardware for him as well, and put a clear coat on it to ensure that it is sealed. So the rice that we placed it in was to help draw out any of the leftover water inside of it. This 40-year-old split ring is covered in super glue, and it's rusty. So, time for a new one. All right. We're going to clean it up first. Probably going to sand it down because, you don't have texture vision, I guess. But, yeah, it's got a lot of scrapes on it, obviously, from all the teeth. Even though bass don't have, teeth, they do have an abrasive jaw. So all that abrasion over the years. Plus bumping into rocks, right? And just life as a fishing lure in general is always difficult. So we're going to clean it up, sand it, prep it, paint it, and that should be it for the video. And then you don't have to listen to me any longer. How about that? Win-win. All right, got some fingernail polish remover that I borrowed from my from the regular editor because she's not home. Look at that, just take that right off. I guess that's why it's called fingernail polish remover, because it is removing the paint very well. Be able to see what kind of cracking it's got. Man, that worked way better than I thought. I'm just going to keep scrubbing on this for a bit and see how clean we can get it. All right, let's give it a little more wipe down with some alcohol. See where we're at. It definitely got ugly before it got better, just so you know. It got worse, I guess, before it got better is what I'm trying to say. Okay. I'm guessing it was wet for a while inside, probably why it's all milky. That's all inside the lure there. These orange highlights is where the paint actually dyed the plastic. But there's a lot of cracking in this guy all down here. 1, 2, 3, 4 lines of cracking right there. And there appears to be, I think that's a crack right there, because there's like, it's all black around where the screw-in point is. So I don't know what the deal is there, but I think it's salvageable. That looks like a crack right there, and then there's 2 more right there. So I'm guessing there, Dad, if you're watching, that's where the water got in. There's a slight little crack in the bill here and here, and that can always throw off tracking on these things. But I think we are picking fly poo out of the pepper at this point, as the saying goes. I did 320 it, and then a little wet 2000 here for the absolute craziness that it was. And for some reason, I'm still doing it. But that got it very smooth. The fingernail polish remover did a great job getting that paint off, and then it started to affect the plastic, so I had to stop that process quickly there because I didn't want to ruin the actual finish of the lure. But I had to mechanically remove some of the paint in the little hard to reach areas around there, and then smooth them out some more. So this is a lot of work to go into something like this, but like I said, I'm trying to make it special. You know, you could just rattle can it if you just want to do it again, rattle can white and start over there. But, you know, this lure, like I said, it's got a lot of special memories for my father and I. A lot of fishing on Lake Champlain together, and Lake Winnipesaukee, Bow Lake, and a bunch of other places where, and up in Maine, where we use this guy, or where he used this guy. I watched him use this guy as a kid a lot. He won some tournaments with it. So it's just kind of neat to have that little bit of history there. So I think we're done. Okay, I am probably going to put it back in some rice for a little bit to make sure that everything is dry now, that especially all the cracks are exposed. So if there is any more water in there. Oddly enough, there isn't really a rattle. There's the lead weight right there that you can see. And I can feel it moving a skosh. And if I hold it right up to my ear, I don't know if you can hear that on the camera or not. It's just a very little low tone rattle, which I kind of like. So many lures are so loud, and this one is going to have a real low tone. And you know, low tones travel longer ways underwater, or so I'm told. Okay, you got to reach a stopping point there, guy. And I know that the 2000 grit hasn't made this like shiny like glass, but when it's wet, I can demonstrate again. A little rubbing alcohol on that. It clears right up. You see that? Get that. Clean it one more time. Make sure there's no dust left on it. All right. And while we're drying this in rice to draw any other moisture out of it, we're going to try another lure and try to get the pattern that I want for this one. So let me clean this mess up. I'll show you what I'm talking about. So we're going to make a airbrush template. Great. Good, grand, great. Okay, now I just got to put in the little markadoos that are on it, and I need to look at the picture, which is on this camera. So give me a second. I'll be right back. After my keen observation skills, they will look like this. There you go. Now, I got a trick for this. All right, here's the trick. I got the old soldering iron Weller heating up here with the custom one-off soldering iron holder. This is foam board, and what's pretty cool about the soldering iron is it kind of burns right through it, like so. You want to do this in a very well ventilated area. Unless you don't appreciate your lungs or brain cells. Flip it over and bump the camera as many times as you can for professionalism. It's going to clean up the back side. Okay. Shut it off before we forget. And there is our template. Good to go. Out of focus. All right, so we're going to do a test pattern on this right here. This is our donor bait. This was sent in to us by the viewer, The Lunkerjack, a bass fishing phenomenon in East Texas, if there ever was one. And I feel very honored to get his baits here to repaint there. He donated them to the channel for me to repaint. This was a very good color pattern, especially for those of you that fish around the Sam Rayburn area. But I want to try this pattern out on something while the other lure is sitting in some rice. So, and this one fits the template. It fits the bill, as it were. Trying to get that tape on the bill here. Speaking of bills, maybe it's just a bill. And it's sitting here on Capitol Hill. Wow. Awesome. Terrible job taping, guy. All right, we're going to give this just a quick coat of white Rust-Oleum, 25% more bonus paint. And it's going to cover it 2 more times. So, you know, that's pretty good too. All right. So our test lure is ready to go. And we got to mix up a tan brownish for our first color. I think I do need that little dot of black. Okay, here goes nothing. Second verse, same as the first here. That's a dot of that. This isn't even airbrush paint. I didn't have brown airbrush paint. I found this in my kid's art supply for real. Alright, so we got our base color again. We need to go a little more brown. that's our second color right there. All right, now we want to go halfway down the bait. I think that's it. All right, last color that we actually have to mix. Just adding a little bit of color, or copper rather. So we need to go darker still. We're pretty much at that color now. I gotta look at the original picture again. I think we're there. Looking at the original picture, that stuff is almost black, so we're gonna add more black to it. Making way too much paint. More than we'll ever use for this project. I think we're there. Alright, let's see. That's pretty good. Okay, so just a line down the back. Can we do it? Okay, and then a mask. Now the fun part. I'm going to need an assistant for this. I'll be right back. All right, we are back. And I have the regular editor here. Say hi.
Hi.
Super lucky here in the shop to have the regular editor with me. Things always go better with the regular editor.
Is that true?
Yeah, it rhymes. It's got to be true. So we are going to put our stent seal over this and hopefully in one shot not screw it up. Ready? I'm not ready. Are you ready?
I'm ready.
Okay. Sure that's working.
Don't screw it up.
Don't screw it up. Good advice. Look at that. I think we got it. Should I sound so surprised? Or should I be like, oh, look, we got it.
What was that?
That was a voice of confidence.
Was it?
Yes. Yes, look at how we got it on purpose, the first try.
That sounded more like it. What's it supposed to be?
This, sort of.
I don't know what that is. It looks like a Y and some scribbles.
Yeah, that's exactly it.
Okay.
All right, now, second verse, same as the first. On the other side, though. But we got to dry this off first. Stand by. All right, I had to make sure that was sufficiently dry because we have to use the other side of it for side 2. Can he do it twice in a row, people? I think we done did it twice in a row, people. All right. Camera 1. Camera 2. Camera 1. Camera 2. 1, 2.
Okay.
Did we get it?
I think you did.
We think we got it.
Maybe.
Okay.
It looks similar.
It looks similar. That was what we were going for. Was similar.
Not precise or exact, but similar.
Well, yeah, there's other people channels you go to for precise and exact, but we're just regular. All right, I need to put a little dot of white there and then a little dot of orange there. All we got to do to finish this now, the eye has to be orange and then the belly has to be orange. So, which there won't be any mixing. We got orange right here. It's a wicked color. Wicked. All right, so we're going to do white eyes, which will become orange eyes. And while that's drying, we can orange the belly. put an orange. Gotta let it dry a little bit and do another coat because it starts to kind of spread around and be ugly. Yep, like that. Exactly that. Okay, don't do what I just did. All right, I'll let it dry a little bit. I'm going to do that a couple more times. I want it really bright right here, like it was in the original. All right, I think we got it. Now that I'm remembering back, I should have looked at the picture there. Pretty sure it was more line-like, then faded into the gray brownishness. But such is life. We can try it better on the one for Grandpa here. I'm going to do that a couple times. I'm going to dry each eye and then spray it a couple times to get it a little brighter before we put the final black dot on it. Because these didn't have 3D eyes, it was just painted on. Was how the original bomber bait was. So we will go and do likewise. Alright, so we got the eyes done. Pretty sure we can reproduce that very easily with our 3 colors right here. I did just spray, there was a little bit of orange left. I just brushed the back with it. And I don't know if the camera's picking up. Kind of gave it a little rust on the top. And I like that. I know that's not the original. Grandpa is going to get the original to the best of my regular abilities. But this one is for me. And I like that. A little bit of artistic license for the regular guy here. And we are going to put the tiniest little eyeball on there that actually goes with the bait. Oops. And we're going to flip it upside down for no reason to ensure that we ruin it after all that hard work. All right, that one is done. And I feel good. I think we can do it. So let's go get the original bait and let's get it did. So that would have been pretty cool to record the fact that I just put this up in there ready to go and it was nice and clear. And then I, of course, painted it with white. But, you know, professionalism. Why start now? Just pretend we shared that moment of history together, right? Making sure it's on this time. Good job, regular guy, once in a row. Start with our base gray. And white. The belly's still white. Good. That laid down very nicely. All right, now for the milkshake color. Only halfway. There's supposed to be a pretty solid transition line. I think we got it.
So you're making the crankbait look like new?
Can you see the color change there from the milkshake to gray to white?
Yep.
Okay, he says he can see it, folks. Stripe down the back. Okay, let's dry that and then it's stencil time. All right, stencil time. So you're gonna hold right here. Okay. All right. It would have been better if that were a little further forward, but c'est la vie. Okay. All right. Let's take a look-see. Here, hold this. All right, camera 1, camera 2, camera 1, camera 2. That's it. It's pretty sort of same spottish. This one's back a little further, but I think we got the effect that we were going for. It looks very original. Okay, now we're gonna dry it and then do the eyes and the orange belly, and then we're donezo. So let's try to put some eyes on it. And we're gonna let those dry. And while we're doing that, we'll spray the bottom. You know, it's always the one you're trying to do that it's bothering me that they are askew like that. I'm sure the bass won't notice. I was trying so hard to be perfect, you know? That's what we get. I could just wipe it all off and start over, I guess. much there. Okay, let's dry that. See if it needs another coat on it. But we may be done. We just gotta paint those little eyeballs. All right. Now, let's see if the eyes have it. I'm using the white base so that the orange is as bright as possible. If you just did it over the brown there, it wouldn't be that. It'd be kind of dull. All right. Boy, that almost looks good without the pupil, but it had a pupil, so it shall have a pupil again. Look at that. It's mean. Here is my version of it with the orange hue. I guess you can kind of see that. Yeah, it's kind of got a little rusty hue to it. Came out pretty nice. The eyes are a little messed up, but we got the spirit of the color for sure. So now let's get out our UV resin. I want to try to put a very thin coat on. All right, now for the Ozbang UV resin. I'm not going to add, I'm going to resist the urge to add any color to it. I already changed this bait enough. You know, the original had a rather dull finish. Not really shiny at all, so I'm trying to go light on the UV resin. It's still going to give it a shimmer, a shine. It won't be flat. But we don't want to be adding sparkle farkles to it here either. Just make sure the whole thing is covered, all the painted areas are covered. It would look good though with some gold sparkles, little very thin gold highlight on it. But no, we shall stay true. We will resist the urge. Okay, that's pretty thin. We'll take that out in the God's UV chamber and finish it off. I gotta say, I really like it with just the orange eyes like that, but gotta do it. Gots to do what we gots to do. Let's get our pinpoint brush, our little sharpshooter brush here. Tiny dots right in the middle, guy. You can do it. Tiny dots. Say tiny dots. Tiny dots. Say it.
Tiny dots.
Tiny dots. Tiny dots.
Right down the middle.
That is not a dot.
What was that?
That's a line.
Is it a cat or a fish?
Oh, geez. Now it's a catfish. Oh, it looked way better before. We got a dot on that one.
At least.
Okay, 50% target.
That looks like a star.
Ugh. Just making it worse with your shaky hands. Okay. Yeah, we'll probably try and fix that guy there, but that one was perfect. That's what we were going for. Yeah, it looks like you got hit in the face there, maybe. Again, we forgot to record the fix, but we can see if we can record this part of the fix. I think we got it. Let's quit while we're ahead. Close enough. Oh, I just wanted to put this little spot right there. Why are you doing this? All right, now he's looking at you. Here's looking at you, crawfishy lure. All right, we're gonna take this off here and take this. What I meant by take this off of here is take the tape off the snoot here, let it fully dry, and then apply a very thin clear coat on it. Hopefully,
You gotta prevent it from taking on water.
Yep, we gotta prevent it from taking on water.
That's the point.
That was one of the points of the whole thing here. Okay, there we go.
It looks just like new.
That looks like something, all right. All right, put it back in the stand and dry it. All right, regular viewers, we're back. Let's get this new tabletop cleaned up with some Get Her Done 91 right here, which I can't open. Oh, I thought it would clean that off. Got to keep this nice looking as long as possible, you know. Oh, it's going. Look at that. It is, after all, just a regular workbench, but trying hard for you guys there to keep it presentable, you know. Anyway, as I was about to say, our project is completed here. Got to get the original hardware back on it. But I think we accomplished the mission. We'll try to show you a picture of the original again. And how it looks now. So, probably not 100% color match. The pattern was a lot more random on the original, but we got the gist of it, I would say, the spirit of it. So, now let's get our hardware and finish this dog off. We've got our new treble hooks. They are the same size, just newer and red, because I like that. It's a crawfish color, right? Okay, now this back hook is different. It was on this little screw piece right here, which we need to open up. I got a tool. Got a 4mm socket. Our friend the awl. Put that there. Put that on top. Take my favorite hammer. Tap it down a skosh. And that should have opened her up all we needed. And then some. Put this dog on there. That's right, I set it. And close her up. Whammo, slammo, just that easy. Now, it was possibly leaking from the tail end there. So to fill that in, we're going to put a little dab will do you, super glue on that thread. Because when I saw it on my father's rod, it was about a quarter of the way backed out. And we have lost fish like that before. I don't know if you have as well. Comment in the comment section below if you ever got your lure back missing the tie-on points. But that could happen. All right, so that'll make sure that it's sealed as well, that there's no water getting in the back end as well. And it did have a split ring on the eye on top here. So we'll put another one back on, supposedly. Now for our next trick, we'll do it the right way. There you go. And it's just that easy to reproduce a lure. And hope the regular grandfather enjoys it. Hope it slays a ton more smallmouths, like it used to. And yeah, hopefully we can show you some pictures of it catching some fish here in the future. So stay tuned for that. But thank you for coming along on today's journey. That was kind of fun, reproducing a lure like this. And trying to match the color and the pattern and everything like that. So if you enjoyed what you saw today, give us a thumbs up, pretty please. And we really do appreciate all the support. Leave a comment below if you got anything you want to add to it. Or you can send us an email to our regularly occurring email address right here. But that's all I got this week. Thank you so much for tuning in, and you stay regular. What are you kids doing?